Okay, so you've already played these guys once. Um, you had a nice game, five threes. So logically, they're going to make some adjustments. You're the number one scoring threat, so it's got to be at the top of their list defensively. So just definitely expect more pressure, them working harder to not let you get catch and shoot opportunities. So you have to work harder to get more shots off. I mean, last game you got 20 shots off. You can't let them take you out of the game. Just make sure they're going to have a counter for what you did last time, if they're smart at least, and you got to have a counter for that. Be ready for it. So, for example, here is a play where last time they let you catch it, maybe this time they don't, in which case, just be ready. What was catch and shoot opportunities and what was coming off screens for catch and shoot or just spotting up and catching and shooting this time is going to be back cuts, or instead of coming off screens flat, it's going to be curling, backdooring the screens, getting downhill as they're trying to close out on you hard. So on this one, right here today, maybe he's a little further out, maybe that's a back cut. Just not letting them overplay, using their aggression against them. And maybe they're stupid and they don't do anything different, but I'm guessing they probably will. Okay, right there, that's a shot fake. Especially today, given what you did last time, shot fakes are going to be important. So in this type of situation, rather than just catching the shoot, which is good, always catching the shoot, um, an actual shot fake, butt down, ball above head, uh, it's going to give this guy a chance to be jumpy because he's probably going to be, given what happened last time or whoever is guarding you and what their coach is telling them. They're probably going to be jumpy. You just got to use a shot fake, give him a chance to be jumpy. Then you can get him off the ground, get penetration, play off that. Okay, here we go. Ball screen. Okay, so this is a great job. Something you did great all day. Legitimately going for the rejection first, because that's the first option you try to get on every ball screen, and give it a legit effort. Uh, so they cut you off, and from there, what you did, you cross it over here. And one thing I want to point out, see, he kind of gives up at that point. You create enough separation where he's like, shoot, I'm just going under. I'm not even going to try to close that out. Um, but if he's a little more eager, or if it wasn't quite as much separation, and he still tries to, or at least even if he tries to jump under fast, this gives you an opportunity for the Kyrie fake retreat. Not maybe not in this exact ball screen, but I'll show you later what I mean. All right, and as far as coming off this specific ball screen, this last dribble before you explode downhill. Let's watch it. Boom. Okay. What if instead of after you pound that ball, instead of leaning forward here, what if that was a hands up fake? Because hands up fakes, if they're going to be jumpy on threes, shot fakes and hands up fakes. And if they're going under, if they're still going to go under, then hands up fakes are going to be really big. Because look at that space. I mean, he would basically have to respect it. And if he didn't, you could just shoot it. The amount of space they're giving you going under the screen, it's going to be really hard to get by a guy when he goes under and there's this much space between you just off a drive. So you're going to have to do something to close that out before you explode downhill. Hands up fakes off when they go under the screen are going to be able to do that for you. And if they don't react, you're just going to be able to make it a real shot. Um, so once again, just let him be jumpy. Use that against him, especially based on what happened last time. That was a big point of emphasis. When I was watching the game at home, um, just every time they went under, it seemed like you had an opportunity for a hands up. Because once again, it's hard to drive with this amount of space. I mean, you're gonna have to be super quick to get just straight up get by a guy from there. All right. And you know what you could also even do is cross it over right to left cross back to the other side of the screen here. And then John Mike's rolling. He hits him on the as he's rolling. He tries to get back under. And it just creates a big mess for this guy. So hands up fake is probably the most obvious thing here, but also you could probably cross it over. But that's maybe not the best idea because out of the two, because this side of the court's a little more crowded. Okay, so yeah, those are just great ways to capitalize on him going under. The hands up fake can help you out. And as you can see, the big's dropping. So that's just begging you to shoot a three, basically. So if you hands up fake, that's super believable in that situation that you would shoot it, which you might. Okay. Okay, so you try to get downhill. You don't get by the guy, but you do something great. And this is something you've been doing great all year. Multiple times a game you've done this. It's a great shot fake, a 1-2 shot fake to end your drive. You've been really good about using shot fakes at the end of your drives to get your defender out of position. You could definitely do it more at the beginning of drives, like we pointed out earlier, and like will probably be useful to you today. But at the end of drives, you've done a great job with this exact same shot fake right here. 1-2, boom. Show the ball. You got that ball above your head. Let's run it back here. Got the ball up. Your foot was wide, so it looked like you could side fade off of it. Boom. And then right here, all you see your head already turning. You're already looking to pass. All you've gotten the guys in this exact position right here. That's a bad position. You're doing a good job getting here. But you gotta what you've done. I mean, John Mike's wide open. I'm not going to criticize the pass, but other situations this year, like the guy's in trouble right here. And so every time you've given this fake this year, the defenders pretty much reacted the same way. Only thing here is, imagine if this step was, instead of pointed out that way, a little more towards the bucket, and you went up with a shot. You got your arm, you got your shoulder past his, leaned into it, and even as you go up for the shot, as you jump, bump into his body. So as you get this shot fake and step through, the next one is bump into his body as you shoot, initiate contact. You initiate contact here, it's going to be a foul most likely, and even if it's not, it's still a super makeable shot. And there's always, let's say this guy isn't here, and it's a tough shot here. From the step through, you always have the option of just throwing it off the glass to yourself real quick and laying it up. That's what Kobe used to do. People say it's really fancy, but to me, it's less difficult than a shot with the guy draped over you. So if this guy wasn't here, that'd be an option too. But really, this exact situation is one that if you had initiated contact from, if you had gotten into the guy's body a little bit as you do the step through, you could probably go to the line. You probably would have added about 4 free throws a game so far this year. Because look what he does. They always try to reach over you and jump again and try to bother it. Watch, he's going to jump. See that? Even without you shooting it. Let's see. See that? You're going to get him to jump like that. If you can get into his ribs as he jumps, that's going to be a foul because he's totally out of position. And you get these guys in this position a lot each game. Okay. Let's get to our next point. Okay. Ball screen. Now look at this. You're not even looking at the screen. I love it. I love the way you set it up. Boom. Hand swim. You got your arm under his. Got off to a good start. He had a good recovery. Now this is, I noticed you set up a lot of ball screens this way. Look at him. You got his hips turning completely towards the baseline. Fantastic way to set up a ball screen. Bam. Let me run it back 1 second here. Boom. Right here. Right here. Wait, this is what I was talking about earlier. See, well, this guy's a little bit lazy. He's not super eager to get back into play. He's just going to concede and go under. And actually, you're going to force a switch here because of this amount of space you created and his lack of effort to get back with you. But imagine a defender giving a little more effort to get back into play. Pull back behind the back, and now look at the position you're in. Perfect position for a. Imagine you just drop into it through the legs. Your next dribble goes through your right leg and to your right. The Kyrie fake retreat that we've worked on before. You pull it back, you open up your hips toward the top right here, and then boom, drop right through into a cross through the legs, in front of the body, or a back shoulder spin. And from there, maybe he cuts you off, just make it a double cross. Imagine you cross from here through the legs. This kid's probably shifting right, and then a simple cross left can probably get you back into the lane. And that's just reacting what your defender does. But the way you're setting up screens is going to pair perfectly with the Kyrie fake retreat dribble. So you're going to have that option based on the way you're setting up screens and how well you're doing it. Um, let's say, okay, so yeah, and this is a move that may only work once. I mean, the fake retreat dribble, I mean. Um, and so if you notice that this is working throughout a game, you may save that for like the fourth quarter or later in the game. You may set it up so that the guy bites on it. Boom. So there it is. Force the switch. Now here it is. All right. So he's sagging off a bit. A little hands up, which is great. Great thing to do here. Take that retreat, take that space back. And what you're doing with this hands up is you're making him. I know you're thinking of using it to drive, but also there's got to be, you got to be able to, you got to be also thinking if he doesn't respect it, you can shoot. Because right here, he does not respect it. I mean, right here, if you just shoot that, that's wide open three. He's not respecting it. And then next time he has to respect it. You force him to respect it. All right, so you give the hands up. He doesn't respect it. The drive gets cut off. Um, but I love what you did there. The hands up is a great option there. He just didn't go for it. And if he doesn't go for it, that's just something you just got to be comfortable shooting. I mean, that's a shot you make. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay. Bang. Okay. So clearly you could have shot this ball. And that's a very makeable shot for you, but I don't blame you at all for wanting to get right here. That's an even more makeable shot, and it's wide open. The only mistake you made was probably taking too much space, um, just because Devin right here is just going to be able to sprint right into it and meet you. The only thing is, so you go boom. Probably should have been a one dribble pull up instead of a two dribble pull up. Bam. All right. Took two dribbles. Guy closed out a little. If you take a one dribble and just shoot a three off it, or if you take a one dribble and shoot it right here, you're getting that shot off. All right. So that's not really anything that's been a theme throughout your games. This was more of an isolated incident, but just using your space well, taking the space that's there and not. I mean, you did a good job. He just closed out well. One dribble though is going to be more efficient. Okay, here's a catch. Boom. Nice job attacking the hard closeout. Now from here, here's a guy in your way, and let's see what happens. All right, you're trying to get around him, and this is the point where you shoot the ball. I say you're trying to avoid contact too much. You should be seeking it out. I think that's been your problem this year with finishing at the rim is, at least to, on film, it looks like a problem for you has been not initiating the contacts, trying to avoid the contact. You just got to initiate it, like seek it out, be seeking this out. You should just be going right at this guy's ribs right here, strong. Just, I mean, you haven't been lifting weights all summer for nothing, right? So initiate contact and finish without any fear right through it. Just go right at his ribs right here. Initiate that. It's not going to be a charge. He's jumping with you. Go right at his ribs. I mean, it's going to be really tough for you to get around a guy in this situation. Uh, the easiest thing for you to do here is just punish him. Punish his ribs. As he goes up, get your shoulder right into him right here. Instead of gliding by him, punish him. Right? And that way you're not waiting to feel if they're going to bump you or not, which to me has been an issue on a lot of your finishes, is kind of an uncertainty while you're in the air about when contact is coming or if it's coming. If you're the one seeking it out, if you're the one initiating it, if you crave it, then there's no uncertainty. You know it's coming and you're in control of it. You know exactly when to expect it. Uh, and then you finish strong right through it. And whether you make it or not, you can go to the line where you haven't missed yet this year. It's just like contact finishes with you and Jake. Remember, under the rim, you step into it and you initiate. And the guy who initiates it the most usually wins that rep. And that's the point of that drill is situations like this. Instead of trying to avoid it and not knowing what the other guy's going to do, if he's going to get a contest or not, or if he's going to initiate contact, you know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to initiate contact. You know when, where it's coming, and how hard, and then you can finish strong through it. So to me, on your finishes this year, the missing ingredient has been, at least watching on film, it looks like when I watch, I'm like, man, if he would initiate contact, his finishing midair would be a lot more predictable for him, and less guesswork. And how hard do I shoot it? When do I shoot it? Uh, so that, to me, that's been the common theme on your missed finishes this year is the uncertainty on your part while you're in the air. At least it looks that way on film. Uh, and you're reacting to things that you know, like I say, initiating puts you in control. You're not reacting as much. You know what's coming. It's easier to finish that way, and you get more free throws. Go to our next stop here. Okay, great off the catch. He's closing out. This is the way I think about it. On the catch against a hard closeout, if you want a three, you give a jab fake like this. If you want to drive, you give a shot fake. Whatever it is, whatever you want, just fake the opposite. So you look at his top foot. You did a great fake here. You maybe could have gotten by, but it's pretty. I mean, John Mike being right here makes it not a fantastic driving opportunity. You probably could have shot mid range, but I like what you did because look at his top foot and look what you make him do with it. See that? His top foot. Boom. I'm gonna go back one more time. Look at it. He drops it. Now this is his top foot. All right, and look what you do as he's dropping his top foot. Look which way your momentum's going, backwards, and he doesn't close out. I'm telling you, shots are most likely going to be harder to come by in this game. Boom. Instead of landing and going left on this, right here, let both your feet come down and just shoot it. Look at him. He's a foot inside the 3-point line. You're a couple of feet outside of it. I'm saying you did a great job getting shots up so far this year, but it's only going to get harder. And if you want to keep getting your shots up, these are the shots you're going to have to take. And it's not tough shots either. I mean, this is a very, very makeable shot for you, right? I mean, what the hell is Campbell going to do? He cannot pull you out. You know that. He knows that. He's not going to be upset over you taking a shot like this. And if he is, he's going to get over it real quick because you're the most crucial piece to winning games this year. So, and you got to get yourself going. Like to me, you're a volume shooter. The more you shoot throughout the game, the better you shoot as the game goes on. And you just got to get your shots up, get in a rhythm, build that rhythm. And this is a shot right here that you just can't pass up, right? You got room. It's not a great driving situation. He's taking away the drive by sagging off you. That's a shot every time. If you want to keep getting a good number of shots up every game, that's got to be shot. Okay. Next thing, and just the last thing that I was going to go over today was this little. I don't want this to be a super long thing, so I'm just going to stop after this. This will be the last clip. Just a little concept here I wanted to go over. Whoops, my bad. I went too far. Okay, here we go. Love the way you set it up. Look at that. Bam. That's really good. So you force a switch. Instead of dropping, they're flat hedging now. All right, so now you got the big on you. You did a great thing there. Look how tiny this kid is. Look who he's guarding. All right, and look at this. You got a big on you. You can typically get by. All right, so I like what you did driving. Let's go back. I just want to help you or show a concept that can help you drive a little more effectively against a big. If you can get a big to anyone really, but especially a big, look at his top foot. I know you're not going to drive this way because this kid's here helping, but he doesn't know that. So imagine if, like right now, he's in position to slide this way. That's where his body's in position to do, and he's got the separation to do it. You can throw that off completely. What if you just dropped into a Tim Hardaway cross right here? Because you know you're not going to drive this way, but if you drop in, get a wide cross, make him drop, take this foot, drop it back here, Tim Hardaway cross, you messed up his whole stance, and now you can go right. Instead, he's in pretty good position with you here. They deflect the pass. I mean, not a terrible play or anything. I just think you had an opportunity. Um, maybe if we could have dropped his top foot right here, you might have been able to get by clean. And that's just a concept to think about. Just because the drive isn't there doesn't mean he's not going to respect it if you go that way, right? So if you can get a big or anyone to drop his top foot in a situation where they're ready to slide one way, the way you want to go, it's going to help you go that way tremendously. All right, so main takeaways. Really, to me, the main takeaways were from what I've seen you do this year, the two main ones in the macro sense from the season, as far as concept situations you find yourself in the game. Uh, one is finishing and seeking out and initiating contact, and you determining the contact that happens and finishing through it. I think that'll just help you a lot as a finisher. And getting to the line, it'll help you get to the line a lot more too on your finishes. Um, and then the other one is that position where you come to that 1-2 stop and you shot fake. Let me just show you. Let me just go back just so I can have a picture of this for you. Okay, so the one main takeaway is the finishing, initiate contact, get to the line, you determine the contact, and the other is boom, this situation. This situation happens a ton. Once again, initiating contact Or if this guy's not here, quick pass off the glass and lay it up. It's really not that hard of a play if you're open for it. All right. So those are two things. Now, specific to Blue Springs South, the way they play the screens using hands up fakes on your end, using hands up fakes to get them to close out after they go under screens. That's going to be big. And then also understanding when you play today, they're going to try to be. I'm assuming they're going to try not allow you to catch and shoot. So utilizing shot fakes and attacking hard closeouts is going to be good. Um, and also, uh, yeah, also as you're setting up screens before they go under, remember you have that Kyrie fake retreat dribble, and that's all good. And then off ball screens, maybe they don't let you come off it straight or the right on your hip, so it's curls and back cuts. Just attacking their aggression when it comes to Blue Springs South specifically. And then on the season, initiating contact in those two situations I talked about, I think could help you a lot. And then just keep rebounding your ass off. You're leading the team in rebounds. Just keep doing that. It's going to help you big time. Even if you go through a scoring drought at any point, if your rebounds are really good, it's going to help you out. Because like Glenn made All State with 10 points a game. So just keep rebounding, and you've been doing a good job playmaking. So that wraps it up. Actually took longer than I was shooting for, but yeah. All right, so just keep getting your shots up. You've been doing great. I'm sure you'll do great today, and you'll just keep studying, and we can learn, keep getting better and better as the season goes on.